NFL picks and predictions are difficult enough in week one of a given season when we know so little about how off-season roster changes will manifest on the field. Now we're picking up NFL games to open a season defined by changes amid the COVID-19 pandemic. Welcome to 2020. Hey guys, and welcome to Arden Sports, and today I'm here with my week one NFL season predictions. So here we are in a new season. I've been doing this for about 5 years now. Once again, we'll be going with your boy Hobo and Johnny Talk Sports. Seeing who can do the best this season. We haven't really kept track on it the full season the last couple years, but I am determined to do it this year, as I typically am the one who actually keeps track. So we'll see how things go. So before I get into my picks, I just want to note that only 2 of the 16 games on the Week 1 NFL schedule will feature fans in the stands, as the Chiefs and Jaguars will allow a small percentage of their stadium capacities to be filled. So the typical home field advantage attached to the odds for each game is not as much of a factor. However, team travel for away games during the coronavirus pandemic is extra stressful, so the team scheduled to make lengthy trips in Week 1 will be the first to deal with the NFL's extensive health and safety protocols for teams on the road. Now, just like every Week 1, we have the defending Super Bowl champions hosting the Thursday Night Football for Week 1, and this year it is the Chiefs and the Texans at Arrowhead. So let's get right into it. So it won't be the party that the Chiefs hope for. Only about 20% of Arrowhead Stadium's capacity will be able to be filled with the Kansas City faithful. But it should still come with the desired result. I'm looking forward to this game for many, many, many reasons. A lot of people are thinking that the Chiefs are going to go on to repeat this year. A lot of people are thinking that the Texans are going to come out of nowhere and just completely obliterate the season. But I don't know. I said 2 weeks ago, because we put our foot in our mouth Week 1 for our 2 early predictions on the NFL live stream fantasy draft. So if you missed that, go back and watch that. I'll put a card up in the corner. But with that being said, I am sticking true to my pick of the Houston Texans coming in a little bit of an upset in beating the Kansas City Chiefs by a score of 24-21. Next up, we have the Green Bay Packers heading into Minnesota. So that is Sunday at 1 p.m. on Fox. So a lot of people did not like the way that the Packers handled their roster this offseason. But Jordan Love is in the picture. And basically, as long as you have Aaron Rodgers at the QB position, your offense is going to be strong and the defenses are going to struggle. So I do see the Packers winning this game. I'm not sure exactly by how much. I'm going to say maybe 27, 23, 24, somewhere in there. So I am going to take the Packers over the Vikings. Next up, we have 1 p.m. CBS Sunday, the Miami Dolphins at the New England Patriots. Yes, the Tom Brady-less, Rob Gronkowski-less, Steven Gostkowski-less New England Patriots. So it'd be a lot more fun if Double T, I'm going to call him Double T this year because I have no idea how to say his name, we're at the starting helm over Ryan Fitzmagic. But nonetheless, we do have Cam Newton suiting up for the New England Patriots this year. And it's going to be interesting. I don't foresee the Patriots going on as much of a run as they went on in years past, but I think that they could do something. So I am going to, in fact, give this to the New England Patriots Week 1 due to the fact that they are home. I know overall the home field advantage doesn't mean much this season, but I am going to give it to New England by a score of 24-13. Next up, we have the Philadelphia Eagles at the Washington Football Team. God, I hope that's not permanent. So, the Week 1 NFL schedule was finalized so long ago that one of these teams went by a different name when it was announced. Matter of fact, Washington has been fortunate enough to have a new coach, Ron Rivera, guide the team through the turbulent offseason, but he won't be able to steer his players to many wins in 2020. Let's be honest here, it's not going to be great. So, the Eagles, even with an injured, riddled Carson Wentz at the helm, I feel can do enough to beat the Washington Football Team and beat them by a rather large margin of a 28-14 game. The Seattle Seahawks at the Atlanta Falcons. Now, the Atlanta Falcons do have newly acquired Todd Gurley. I don't think that'll be enough for the Atlanta offense to do a lot against the Seattle defense, as the Seattle defense is just too nasty. One of the better defenses in the league. I'm not going to say one of the top defenses, but one of the better defenses in the league. It is Sunday at 1 p.m. on Fox, and I'm going to say that the Seahawks win this game by 10 points by a score of 30-20. Next up, we have the Cleveland Browns heading into Baltimore to face off against the Ravens. So there's a lot that can be really looked at on this game. You have Lamar Jackson, cover athlete of Madden 21, Madden curse. You have Baker Mayfield entering another season with Jarvis Landry and Odell Beckham Jr. on your team. I know that Cleveland has the new offensively minded coach in Kevin Stefanski. Hopefully they can contend at least a little bit in the AFC North this year. I'm going to give this one to the Browns in an upset. Yeah, I know Hobo usually does the upset thing, picking the Browns when they're not going to win. But I'm going to do it this week. And I'm going to take the Browns over the Ravens by a 33-28 margin. Next up, we have the Chicago Bears rolling into Detroit to face off against the Lions. Wow. So the Lions are basically going to be getting a field goal at home, which is going to make this game a toss-up. Mitch Trubisky has won the starting quarterback job over Nick Foles, which probably doesn't matter that much in their Week 1 matchup. Detroit is just, they're focused on the return of Matthew Stafford and what it'll do for an offense. Honestly, and they were making strides last year before Stafford got hurt. I'm going to take the Lions in this one over the Bears. I don't think Trubisky's going to have a good game at all. So we're going to take the Lions by a score of 30-17. New York Jets at Buffalo Bills. Yo boy. Stephon Diggs is now added to Josh Allen and the Buffalo offense. The Jets are, in my honest opinion, nowhere near ready to contend in the AFC East. They're still a couple years out. This is also 1 p.m. on CBS. There's not a whole lot for me to say on this one. The Bills just have the better overall team. So for that reason and that reason alone, I'm going to take the Bills by a 27-10 margin. Phillip Rivers and the Indianapolis Colts head on into Jacksonville to take on the Jaguars. So this is going to be something. I'm not really sure what to make of this game, if I'm being completely honest. With that being said, however, this is definitely a tough one. I am going to take the Colts in this game. I think it's going to be a wider margin than some of the other games. I'm going to say the Colts get 27 and the Jaguars get, I'm going to say they only get 13. So 27-13. Next up, we have the Las Vegas Raiders. Yes, the Las Vegas Raiders heading on into Carolina to face off against the Panthers. Las Vegas, Oakland, the franchise has not been a solid team in recent years. They've been good, but they haven't been that solidified core that they need to be to make the playoffs on a consistent basis. Now, obviously, we don't know what to expect from the Panthers. Almost a completely new coaching staff, a new quarterback, and an overhaul defense that no longer has Luke Kuechly on it. No one really knows what to expect. They flirted with the postseason last year, but it didn't go well. I'm going to give this game to the Raiders on a 27-24 basis. So it's going to be very close. Next up, we have the LA Chargers heading into Cincinnati to face off against the Bengals. So the Chargers are going to start Tyrod Taylor over Justin Herbert. So obviously this isn't going to be a rookie matchup, but Joe Burrow is going to go for the Cincinnati Bengals. And I think he's just going to completely dominate the Chargers defense. I do think that in turn, though, the Chargers will have a little bit of fun with the Bengals defense. But with that being said, I'm going to take the Bengals over the Chargers, getting a Week 1 win by a score of 28-21. Next up, we have Tom Brady and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. God, that hurts to say. Rolling into New Orleans to face off against Drew Brees and the New Orleans Saints. So this is Sunday's game of the day, 4:25 on Fox, if not the game of the week. Thanks to Tom Brady's move from New England to Tampa Bay in free agency, the Bucs hype is real, and honestly, it's hype. It's real for good reason. They're a team to definitely keep an eye on, as they could do really well or they could do not so well. The team flirted with the playoffs last year on the strength of an underrated defense, despite seemingly endless turnovers from former passer Jameis Winston. However, Brady obviously will not make those same mistakes, which gives Tampa Bay a legitimate chance to steal the division from New Orleans. I don't know if Drew Brees is actually playing Week 1 or if they are going to go Jameis. I read something that Brees might actually be sitting Week 1 due to a prolonged injury he suffered in training camp. So it very well could be Brady versus Winston, but we'll see. Either way, I'm taking the Buccaneers over the Saints. I think the Buccaneers are going to put up 30, and if it is Drew Brees, I think they're going to put up 27. Next up, we have the battle of the red and white versus the red and gold, the Arizona Cardinals at the San Francisco 49ers. Jimmy G, Kyler Murray. Going to be interesting. This game is going to be actually insanely close. So, obviously, DeAndre Hopkins is now on the Arizona Cardinals, which means it's just another weapon for rising superstar Kyler Murray. I think they're going to win a few more games with DeAndre alone, if everyone can stay healthy. Now, with that being said, the 49ers are actually really thin at the wide receiver position. With that being said, San Francisco can't win it on the run game, as well as the defensive game. So with that being said, I am going to take the Cardinals in this game, 28-27. It's going to be close. Sunday night, 8:20, Dallas Cowboys, Los Angeles Rams. Yeesh. Another close game. A lot of close games this week 1. I'm not a fan. The Cowboys and Rams didn't do a whole lot in their offensive moves. However, Dallas is the more well-rounded, more loaded team. So while this game is going to be close, I am going to, unfortunately, give it in favor of the Dallas Cowboys by a score of 23-20. Next up, we have the Pittsburgh Steelers at the New York Football Giants. God, I'm sounding like Hobo, because that's what he says, and I still don't know why, but whatever. That is it's a tricky spot for the Steelers. You're on the road with this just strange season that is the COVID-19 plagued football season. Monday Night Football, like I said, but Pittsburgh is back in contention with Ben Roethlisberger returning to the lineup and such a stingy defense ready to get offensive support it deserves. So it's going to be a rough game. I don't see it being terribly high scoring. I'm going to say Steelers do win it, though, over Daniel Jones and the Giants by a score of, we'll say, 17 to 13. Tennessee Titans at the Denver Broncos at 10:20 p.m. Monday night. This is the last game this week. The Titans are probably looking at this line and playing the disrespect card, even though they're opening the season on the road in the weird time slot. So the Titans obviously made it to last year's AFC Championship game, which not a lot of people saw coming. I know I didn't. I feel like they have a chip on their shoulder. I feel like they're going to try and get back to the playoffs, try and get to the Super Bowl this year. I don't necessarily think they'll be able to do it, but I think they're going to give it their damnness. And for that reason, I am going to give this game to the Tennessee Titans by a score of 24-20. All right, guys, so those are my picks for the NFL season week 1. I definitely see this being kind of an estranged season. A lot of ups and downs and all over the place. So, anyway, guys, like, comment, subscribe, share, hit that notification bell is the number one way to help out a channel. Be sure to subscribe to Jenny Talk Sports and your boy Hobo. Follow their season predictions along with mine all season long. And I'll be talking to you guys later. Peace. I'm out.